Dion is kind of, she's under the weather a little bit, so.
Well, my question was that Ohio State is first in the Big Ten for turnover margin and third in the NCAA. They're also offensively first in the Big Ten in points per game and I think sixth in the NCAA. How do you keep them focused and not overlooking an opponent like Minnesota, who's 0-4 in the Big Ten?
Well, if you look a little deeper into the statistics, we're not first in the Big Ten games in turnover margin. We are if you take however many games we've played. But if you just take the four Big Ten games we've played, we're like fourth in turnover margin, maybe second in scoring, and so we keep the realities in front of our guys. I do want them to know how we match up nationally and how we match up with all the games we've played, because those games count too. And it wasn't easy getting first downs against Miami or whatever. But I also want the reality of, okay, right now we're in the midst of the Big Ten season. Here's who we're competing against. Here's the guys you're lining up against. Here's where they're ranked. And I want reality and awareness. So I think our guys do a pretty good job, not perfect, but a pretty good job of honest reflection, of where we are and where we aren't. And, now, maybe not all the guys, but in general, I think pretty good. All right, Natalie, go ahead.
Okay, one of my favorite things you said post-game, you called it boom. You said he was electric. He came on the field, just lights it up. And I'm curious, we always talk to Dan, he just is very soft-spoken and, don't really get to see that side of him. So is he electric more because of his performance on the field, or is he more electric, stepping up kind of as a leader in this team?
We always talk about an impact player being someone that can just do their job, but they can raise everyone else up. And we don't even know for what reason. He just has a presence. We always talk about good leaders have what we call a sense of impending greatness. If you stick with me, something great's going to happen. Boom has that. Boom has that presence. And I think in part because he practices that way every day, and he's in class every day early, and he does everything you're supposed to do, and he's full speed ahead, and he loves contact. And this is a contact sport. And so he just has that ability to lift up everyone. And now, you can't do that if you're not doing your job well, though. And he happens to be doing his job. You can be an electric guy, and really someone that people want to follow, but they'll stop following you if you don't produce. And Boom Herron produces. All right, Lori.
Two things that we saw against Purdue that I'm wondering if we'll see them long term. One, you going into a game expecting only limited number of reps from J.D. Sugar. Is that something you see playing out? And two, the pooch kick on a kickoff. Is that a solution long term, or is that just something you did try to continue boiling?
Well, let me take the last one first. We mishit that kickoff. We were trying to kick it deep. That was not a pooch kick. I apologize. It was disguised as a pooch. So, long term, is pooch kicking the answer? It can't be. You cannot give people good field position all the time. Can you do it occasionally? If there's a wind situation in Minnesota, which I'm told that the west end of the stadium is the open end, and if there's a wind, it's very real one way or the other. It can be something that is somewhat of a solution. But consistency is the solution to everything. And Drew Basil can kick the ball. He can kick the ball as well as anyone can. Now he's got to do it every kick. But I haven't met a freshman who could. And I've had some great freshman kickers. Nugent, Jeff Wilkins, guys that, but I've never met a freshman that, because every, he talked about is it different in a different stadium. Well, every experience is new. So that first time in the shoe, that first conference game in the shoe, that first, big stage game in the shoe, that first away game at this place, that first away game that has wind, that first, all that. So a freshman kicker has got to learn just like anyone else. But he's going to be fine, and we're not going to solve it with pooches. JB Shoeguards, we're going to get as many plays from him as we can without hurting him. And the thing we don't want to do is further injure a guy. Now, right now, I don't sense from our trainers that it's an issue of, hey, it's getting worse and worse every day. He's just got sore feet. And they're not going to get unsore until he rests. Well, we're not we're not going to be resting for a while. And so he had bad feet last year. And, spring practice, we, pulled back a little. Winter training, we took a lot of the load. He didn't do a lot of the thing, put him in the water a lot. And we're doing everything we can. But he's just got, now, the one different thing right now is that he's into a different type of orthotic, which we're hoping can be a long-term thing, and so we won't have this overuse scenario that keeps him from being able to execute. So, alrighty, thank you.